A Māori man living in Australia got kicked out of a restaurant because the bouncer didn't like the look of his face. Gary Harding is a rugby league coach and cultural advisor for Māori and Pacifica youth at a Melbourne correction centre. But on Saturday, his mataora, his facial tattoo, was the reason that a bouncer would not let him eat at Melbourne restaurant Village Bell. The restaurant's website asked guests to dress in neat, casual attire, but there's actually no mention of tattoos. So Gary himself joins us now from Melbourne. Gary, can you walk us through what happened when you showed up to the restaurant?
Yeah, kia ora tātou. So we were taking a friend of ours called Peter Walters to dinner on Saturday night out at St Kilda and here in Melbourne. And upon arriving at the venue, I went to take off my beanie to enter the restaurant. As we know, as Māori, we do those sorts of things as a sign of respect to going into a premises. And then the security there quickly says to me, "Oh, sorry mate, can't let you in with that on." And I thought he was talking about the pōtai that I was wearing, that I'd taken off and was in my hand. And I said, "Oh, what do you mean, mate?" And he quickly says, "Oh, I can't let you in with those tattoos all over your face. It's not a good look, and we've got a strict policy around facial tattoos."
Kia ora and talofa lava, Brother Gary. It's your Samoan brother from another mother here, Longi tau lafo. And just looking at you, you look like a beautiful man, and you'd be one of my best friends. And I was just wondering, because in Samoa we have what they call the songai miti, which is to us it's like we're carrying our entire genealogy and family with us. Like, what does having a mataora mean to you?
Exactly what you mentioned, mate. My mataora talks about my rank in my family. It talks about me being the spokesperson for my whānau. It talks about the stuff that I've done in my community back home in the Tairāwhiti, around working with rangatahi and around passing on knowledge. But it also has my whakapapa back to Māui Tiki Ataranga, because his waka nuku tai memeha is on our sacred maunga hikurangi. So,
for a New Zealander who knows what it can mean to someone, it looks beautiful. Can you understand, for someone who doesn't know anything about the culture, that it might be quite confronting to see this?
Yeah, I suppose, and that's the. It took me a couple of days to null over the incident and think about what we're going to do with it. And so me and my partner had a discussion, and the whole point about putting it out there was around sharing our culture to the world. It was about educating people around, this is who we are, and we're proud of our culture and we wear it proudly.
By the way, Māori Language Week in New Zealand next week, and can you just help us out, because I'd always known this as a moko or sometimes tā moko, but we're using this word mataora today. What's the difference?
So tā moko is what we use in terms of all of our Māori artwork, but the mataora is specifically for the male Māori, and that's pertaining to the face only. So you have the females that have the moko kauwai, and you have the males that have the mataora. And one of the things I tried to explain to one of the Australian media outlets was around what mata, meaning face, and ora meaning life. So when you receive it, you're giving life to your face.
Well, Gary, it's awesome to have spoken to you tonight. Ngā mihi.
Kia ora.
I'll be honest, if I saw someone with what looked like facial tattoos, I would probably be a little bit intimidated by it. But I think the takeaway from the story is maybe just spend, if they're willing to, describe it and explain it to you, take a moment to just learn a little bit.
Yeah, I think that goes for everyone. Like not to say that I've seen every mataora in the world, but I've never seen anything like what Gary has there. So you're right. No matter who you are and where you come from, it's good to keep learning and asking questions.
Actually, we did ask the restaurant for a comment about this story, but we have not heard back from them yet.